there was a significant part in the article where the line was kind of crossed, and I had a conversation with Michael Bennett, and I saw what happened on Twitter, and I asked him about that. And first and foremost, Mike Bennett's feelings are hurt on this situation, and here's something that kind of stands out, and I hope that Matt Calkins in the Seattle Times makes a correction on one key part in that article. He goes on and says, I was 10 feet away from Bennett after that playoff loss to the Falcons when he ripped into a reporter. He's talking about Bill Wixie, remember that, for asking a fair question about the pass rush. He called him a non-playing expletive and asked what kind of adversity he'd been through, implying that there was no way it could be on par with an NFL player. Well, Matt Calkins explains in there, well, that reporter survived cancer, which Bennett obviously didn't know. But the fact that he never apologized or even acknowledged it reeks of immaturity. Hey, John?
Yeah.
Michael Bennett reached out to Bill Wixie. He had a conversation with Bill Wixie to apologize to him. So that part right there, I hope that there is a correction in the Seattle Times on that. And that's what Michael Bennett and I had the conversation about yesterday. He's like, gee, I don't get it. I mean, a headline about my immaturity? I even said to Mike, I'm like, hey, Mike, look, people can accuse you of a lot of things. Do you play too much? Yeah, he has a lot of fun. He enjoys life. But what he does in the community, come on. I mean, and then, okay, of course, I don't even want to get into the article and breaking it down because I'm okay with any writer having an opinion. That's the job of them. John, you're a writer. Mm-hmm. That's your job, to have an opinion. But it's also your job to make sure that you have something, like when you look at this article, and one of the things that really stands out is, oh, Michael Bennett, that wasn't cool. You should have reached out and apologized to that reporter. Well, to say that he didn't, that's not true. And again, I hope that there is a correction on that topic right there. Again, another thing about our conversation that we had is, he asked me, gee, why now? You know, why now is there something about immaturity? After he's coming off the hills, you know what kind of weekend he had. Right. He had his auction on Saturday, which was a success. It was a fantastic opportunity for those to give back, which he did. Then the next day, he was with the Beat the Bridge with Cliff Averill, continuing to do things in the neighborhood. You know, another thing that all of these different things that are coming out, like last week, we were having the conversation about the Jason Cole report about players being resentful of Russell Wilson. I get it, man. I don't know. I'm not a writer, so I don't get all of it. But some of these stories I'm just looking at and I'm just like, wow, I don't understand how it becomes news when you talk about favoritism of a quarterback, when we all know and we all can agree that favoritism happens on all fronts on every NFL team, John. So, again, some of these stories and things, good. No disrespect towards Matt Calkins. I'm sure he has a job to do in writing that. I just hope in the future that there is a correction on the part of Mike Bennett reaching out to Bill Wixie.